two fundamental principles of just like the gender roles that we all are innately have that we just missing and not understanding. The first is women want to be with a provider, even if they making a good amount of money. So they want to be with a man that if they come up short or they need something that they meet eye to eye, even if they making a good amount of money, they want to have somebody who's making, if not just as much or more than. That's just a natural instinct that most women have, right? And also too, the other side of that is, and when you bring up athletes and and different things like that, it's like, bro, if I'm making $10 million, it's hard for me to want to deal with a successful CEO or big time entertainer who's making $7 to $10 million as well, because she's not doing the same thing. She's not as available. She's not going to be at home cooking. She's not going to be at home taking care of the house. She got a whole nother career as well. But I need a woman that's going to be available on my type time, take care of my same stuff. So it's like, yes, there's a lot of other these little factors in it, but to me, it pretty much comes down to those two facts.
I'm still trying to understand your argument.
It's less than 5,000 athletes.
Athletes is just one group.
I know, because what we do a lot of times is we make this a general statement. It's less than 5,000, 10,000 athletes out here. So we're not going to have athletes represent I was only speaking the demographic that I represent, but I'm saying it's the same thing for the actors, the same thing for all the because we're speaking from entertainment standpoint. All right, so cool. I'm gonna go with your premise now. So when you saying that, right, bro? Again, this is not Ish making these numbers up. Do you know what the average black man makes in America?
What, $50,000, less than that?
$47,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, right? Cool. That's the average. So now, if a woman makes $1 million, if a woman makes $500,000 a year, her eligible pool of suitable significant others is small. Like, what are we not understanding?
Right, but what I'm not following is that's my whole point. I said my premise was I have more grace for them because they have fewer options.
Cool, but so listen, I'm not saying. So what I'm saying,
I'm not following what you're disagreeing with.
What I'm saying is this: you are basing that on one criteria, which is money. If a woman makes $2 million
and education, you say
and one of her head stipulate, because you could be it's not education. You know why? Because it's professors out here, it's engineers out here, it's accountants out here. It's a lot of quality educated black men out here that only make $150, bro. It's not based on education. You got to have a PhD and make 150.
So what is it based off? Attraction?
No, money, finances. Because you know why?
No, I'm saying statistically that's not true.
Because a lot of these rich don't be smart, Mark.
I'm not talking about being smart or not. Because oftentimes I'm talking. You asked me what criteria. I'm saying there's two criteria here, right? One is education, one is money, and I'm saying in both cases, to your point, black men have not been climbing up those ladders as fast as their female counterparts.
Not even close.
And so, based on that, black women have fewer matches in both of those areas. Both of which are often they don't make a relationship work, but they can often make a relationship not work.
They could.
And so those are two factors that people are looking for. People say I'm looking for somebody of my faith, which usually isn't the issue. People of my income, people of my education.
So in my opinion, I think this is where my thing is getting lost. When those are your first three primary factors, I think you headed for I think you headed for failure. No matter what. If those are your first three things that you're looking for in a relationship, I think you headed for failure. That's my opinion.
So what should they be looking for?
You ain't say nothing about.
No, what should they be looking for?
Being a good person.
Somebody's moral compass matters. My nigga, somebody's kindness matters.
That's not real. I hate to say it, but it's not fair for people to say that you can't have artificial things.
You should be throwing them with you, because what you're saying doesn't.
It's not fair to say people don't have artificial things they have dating, bro. I mean, you're not just dating any chick, bro, because she's a good looking girl.
Said that?
Physical attraction might be the first thing that get you there, but who they are,
physical attraction. Yo, look, looks get them. Personality keep them.
Absolutely.
What are we talking about? Nobody's saying you got
other things that come with that. Like you might like how dress, how she cook. Like it's like we can't just sit here and say that all that stuff don't got nothing to do with it, bro.
Nobody said that. I said if those are the first three things.
Everybody got different preferences though, gang.
Yo, bro, let me finish. If those are your first three things on your priority list, you headed for disaster. Because it's hard as to meet those three.
What's the three you saying again?
Money, education.
To Brunson divorce, right?
Yeah.
And I said that I was surprised. I didn't know that she was married for one, and then also I didn't know that she was married to a white dude.
Yeah, she keep him tucked. She's keeping tucked.
Cool. I did say that it's interesting to me because I do have a little bit of a that's interesting feel when I see someone that I consider kind of pro-black married to someone who's white.
I feel less like that for black women. than I do for black men who make that same choice.
All right, now you got a rebuttal for that?
No, I want. Let him elaborate, please.
I do a double take in both cases. I don't judge. I'm not the person that says you don't love.
I'm not judging.
You're not pro-black. I don't say that. But I make a different choice because I know a lot of the black women I find in those powerful positions who end up with white men. Black men didn't choose them, and so they're often going where they're loved. I'll give you an example. When Whoopi Goldberg started dating Ted Danson, an old school reference for black people was mad, and you know what Whoopi said? How many of y'all would date me? That was her rhetorical question. And obviously, she never encountered those dudes, but most I know that was talking wouldn't have dated Whoopi Goldberg.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you say to the athlete that says the exact same thing, that they didn't want me?
No,
there's a lot of them dudes that say, "Yo, they didn't want me when I was in school and none of that." So I went over there where I was wanted.
That feels
they
a little
say
different.
that all the time.
And all the time.
The man's opinion is not going to be validated in this instance. So it's almost a
That's what it sounds like.
It just feels like apples and oranges. It just feels like apples and oranges.
It's not.
And it shouldn't be.
No, here's why it's apples and oranges. It's a difference between saying Whoopi Goldberg is in the NFL and they still don't want her.
Okay.
Yo, I gotta jump in really quick here. I didn't want to say it the first time because I didn't want to be ignorant. Whoopi's getting slid by black.
Yo.
That's happened in life. If we need to bleep that, we can. But I just don't want to keep painting Whoopi out
Like there was no black man that found her.
I think Whoopi Goldberg is beautiful. And sincerely, for me, it's just about.
She may not have been a sex symbol, but she's been famous her whole life. The same rules apply.
Joe Budden's podcast has captured the attention of millions, and there's a clear reason for its widespread appeal. For one, Joe's authenticity and raw perspective set him apart from other podcasters. He speaks from personal experience, often giving listeners insight into his own life and the lessons he's learned along the way. His unique style, often unfiltered and emotional, creates a sense of connection with his audience. It's not just about the celebrity chatter or pop culture updates, it's about deep, often difficult conversations that many podcasts shy away from. Budden has an incredible ability to break down and dissect topics, whether it's relationships, current events, or even music. His background as an artist gives him an edge when it comes to discussing the nuances of the industry, but it's his perspective as someone who's lived through highs and lows that makes his breakdowns so compelling. He doesn't just skim the surface, he dives deep, offering layers of analysis that challenge listeners to think critically. But what truly sets the Joe Budden podcast apart is the chemistry he shares with his co-hosts. Their dynamic creates an environment where diverse perspectives are welcomed, and it often leads to heated debates, thought-provoking moments, and humorous exchanges. It's this combination of authenticity, depth, and relatable personalities that makes Joe Budden's podcast so captivating and keeps listeners coming back for more.